Welcome to this webinar. I'm Xavier, Hermès, Security and Governance Manager of Broadcasting Center Europe in Luxembourg. And today I will be presenting you the security topic and hints of what is the situation today in terms of security trends and attacks and network and cloud perspective. Why it's important security in Luxembourg. So as we see in the recent trends, even in Luxembourg, attacks are increasing in any sectors, pharmaceutical, laboratory, telecom, supermarkets, and this increasing trends also lead to an increase in data breach and record breach. In 2019, actually, ransomware attack cost more than $8 billion to any companies worldwide. And while the financial services and retail industry are the first two top sectors being targeted, transportation, media, professional services, and government and education are also in the top 10. Initial vector is usually pretty simple and doesn't cost that much, so the investment for an attacker is pretty low compared to the return of investment of an attack. Usually using a simple phishing campaign, buying some list of credential or email addresses or identities on the dark web for a few cents each, and then going to more difficult attacks like scan, exploit, and brute forcing some systems. Also, a new trend on the dark web is the ransomware as a service, where even if you don't have technical competencies and expertise, you can buy for some money, but not that big, new ransomwares with new signatures over the dark web, and to be able then to deploy and send phishing. So we can't prevent 100% of intrusions in due time, and impacts are usually high. With the time, new exploits and vulnerabilities are found, and we can't, as a defense, count on the way to be ready to patch in due time each and every system. Also because some exploits don't have a patch or a workaround at first. This means that we will always be one step behind, and impacts could be pretty high. Top of the iceberg, and usually what most people think as cost and impact are the technical repair cost, the IT recovery cost, any regulatory or compliance related cost, like if you have a data leak, the GDPR fine can be quite high. Also increasing with new security measures to be implemented. All those costs are pretty simple to understand and to evaluate. However, we have usually 95% of the financial impact that is coming beneath the surface, so under the water of the iceberg. And this could be intangible for most of them. Damages like reputational cost for a company, decreasing the brand value, or having a market share impact. It could be also direct operational impact or disruption, or any cost related to a data loss, where you would need then to gather again your data, or if you can't, you will simply and purely lose this data. So with the increasing of Internet of Things and also the increased usage by companies and physical person of cloud services, we as a cyber defense or cyber security, we face many challenges. The threat escapes evolve really fastly and always, so in a permanent manner. And the more technologies will develop and the more the number of attacks will be, and the more the strategies of attack will be sophisticated. Especially when we think about the different and various type of attackers, going from the simple script kiddies to a more state-sponsored group and complex advanced attack. So operational IT teams will focus usually on availability and see security as an add-on, but from any perspective, and most probably from the cloud and network perspective, we need to enforce monitoring, we need to enforce security measures and basic security, as well as developing a strategy to embrace each and every field of cloud and network security measures and controls. And in this 2020 and 2021 world, we have more and more source of data. And the most difficult challenge is to provide this data with adequate granularity to understand the different patterns and then make relationships and correlation between events, simple events that maybe seems to be unrelated, and finding the correlation and having the right sensors to detect indeed those patterns. This can be done at each and every level, and usually we should have aggregation part for this monitoring that could be provided by a SIEM system or a SOC team and a SIEM platform on top of that. But the main challenge, considering the security and gathering the data and correlating the events, is that more and more the companies will have multiple partners and providers. So the IT and security functions are usually fragmented and managed in an heterogeneous way. And then hackers will make a use of this infrastructure that is spread over various stakeholders to find the right hole and then use it to expand and move laterally or move in different systems. That's why monitoring and understanding when something is incorrect will help to understand more if something is going wrong or potentially will come in the near future in a timely manner. That's why. So one of the very first steps of thinking security for your networks and cloud infrastructures is to understand that the preparation is key factor as the time is. Preparation means that what do you do for your security, what are your controls, and what is your benchmark? You can accept as a company that you don't want heavy level of controls and security, but you also usually want to at least address any regulatory point and answers. Is the Cloud Act from US applicable? Is the GDPR also applicable to your company, your customer, and your data? What are the controls that you're doing to apply such requirements or to answer such requirements? And there at BC, for example, we're applying the ISO 27001 certification to have a basis for the data center. Also, we are leveraging and enforcing more and more on the monitoring with 24/7 SOC teams that are catching and investigating in case of any SIEM system alarms. Then the next step would be to go on the future of security. As we already saw, we will always be one step behind the attacks, and we need to enter and think already about future of the attacks. What about any quantum technologies that are used for leading a brute force attack on identities that are theft? Despite it seems they're secure, we could go to the next level with quantum computers in terms of brute force. What we saw also in the sanitary COVID crisis is the capacity of resilience of companies. There was quite a lot of attacks in for example, some ransomware going in companies in Europe early 2020. And for the companies that were not able to be agile and to have sufficient capacities to answer an attack or to reset up new systems and environment to answer an attack, those could have like millions of euros of impacts just starting for the reset up. Well, this is the end of this webinar. Thank you very much for following it. Please do not hesitate if you have any question by email and to visit our website. Me and the security team of BC will be glad to answer your questions with the best knowledge and advisory on your cybersecurity strategies and plans to put in place before the crisis. As we saw, preparation is key. If you plan to stay in Luxembourg Internet Days event, then you can of course contact myself directly and we can continue the discussion, and or I can help you in any of your questions for a video meeting. Please also have a look at our different offers. So BC is providing services like backup as a service, cloud storage, security and monitoring, like NOC and SOC services. Thank you very much and have a nice virtual show.